Okay, I'm gonna show you two clips and I want you to tell me what the difference is between the two. Here is clip number one.
Oh gosh, why is everyone staring at me? That girl is eating me alive with her eyeballs.
And here is clip number two. I came here to do work, so I guess I'll do work. So, could you tell the difference? Do you know what the difference was? Let me tell you. Guy number one had main character syndrome and guy number two did not. Now, this may be a new concept to some, so let me tell you what I mean. Okay, so recently the concept of being the main character of your life has emerged. It's sort of another way of saying be the protagonist, be the hero of your life. And while I definitely have met people who I think operate in a healthy way as the main character of their lives, I think everybody else has what I want to call main character syndrome. So where am I getting this term? Main character syndrome. Where does that come from? Well, it's sort of how like when you're watching a movie, there's one main person who's like the hero, and throughout the movie, the camera sort of follows them around and all of the attention is on that one person. So basically, if someone has main character syndrome, they perceive that everyone's attention is on them. When in reality, in almost every situation, it is not. So today I want to talk about how main character syndrome can negatively impact us, and hopefully that'll help us get over it. Okay, let's start off with just the definition of main character syndrome so we can level the playing field. Let's make sure everybody is on the same page. The lovely Urban Dictionary defines it as when you envision yourself as the main character of the movie version of your life, highlighting the parts of yourself that would make you unique or likable. This syndrome focuses on the self more than any other person. Now, thank you, Urban Dictionary, for that definition, but I think the more simple definition, my definition, is that you are insecure, so you think people care about you more than they actually do. Okay, so now let me give you a couple examples of main character syndrome in action so you can see what I'm talking about. And also, just know, I'm completely guilty of all of these too. Picture this. You walk into a room and suddenly you feel all the eyes on you and you become more aware of your walking than you were before, and now you're just hoping that you don't trip for some random reason. But actually, no one is looking at you. You have main character syndrome. Oh, here we go, and this is my personal favorite. You go to the gym, you put some weight on that bench, and when you get under that weight, you feel like all of the eyes in the room are on you. Everyone is just so interested in how much you are about to bench. Once again, nobody cares. You have main character syndrome. Okay, now this may be the part of the video where you are on the other side of the screen and you're saying,
you know what, Danny, that may be applicable to some people, but not to me. People are always looking at me. People are always just staring at me.
And to that I would say, actually, you have main character syndrome as well. Yes, people will look at you sometimes. Yes, people are curious, but they are not near as curious as you think they are, and there is a funny and sort of ironic reason for that. The reason people don't care about you as much as you think they do is because, drumroll, they also have main character syndrome. Everyone is their own main character. They do not give a flying fadoodle about what you are wearing. They don't give a flying fadoodle about where you sit in the coffee shop. They don't care how much you bench or about your bad hair day. Okay, so maybe now you're thinking, Danny, what's the point of this? Why are you telling us all this terrible news? It's actually really good news that everybody has main character syndrome, and let me tell you why. It's good news because nobody is paying as much attention to you as you think they are, and there's a lot of freedom in that. I have a friend who told me that they literally stopped going to their public gym because they got so worn out with having to look so good and wear nice outfits and be presentable. At the gym, where people are supposed to get gross and sweaty, this person's main character syndrome was so bad that it literally altered their life and they started only working out privately. We cannot let this obsession of what other people are thinking about us negatively impact our lives like that. You see, we are all naturally going to be the main characters of our lives, but you need to realize that everybody else also has this same complex, and they are not paying that much attention to you because they are worried about themselves. So this is your call to live your life, ditch this main character syndrome, ditch the idea of obsessing over what everybody might not even be thinking about you. Who gives a flying fadoodle anyway? So to conclude, don't let this main character syndrome stop you from doing things that you want to do. Live your life and stop worrying so much about what people think. Okay, if you like this video, I think you might also like this video. It talks about how we're kind of all slaves to our phones, but it doesn't leave you hopeless. It gives you some practical ways that you can work on not being a slave to your phone. So check it out. Don't forget to subscribe if you like content like this, and I will see you guys next time.